Pop Punk and Pizza podcast is presented by Pop Punk Takeout, which is a monthly subscription box filled with merchandise from pop punk artists from all over the world. You can sign up at poppunktakeout.com and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Pop Punk Takeout. And then additional support for this episode comes from Virginia pop rock band Weatherworn and their new album Postcards that just dropped. It's available wherever you stream music right now and also at weatherwornva.bandcamp.com. And we're going to hear their song, The Patron Saint Hopeless Cases, later on in this episode. So stay tuned for that.
I'm going out, I gotta go. I'll bang a rang on the radio. So turn it up, I'm telling you. I think I'm ready for something new. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza.
You're listening to Pop Punk and Pizza with Jacques Lamour.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn my camera back on. It fell off, or it turned off. Hold on. Oh my God. Goodness, just lots of technical difficulties tonight. Well, welcome to Pop Punk and Pizza. I'm Jacques Lamour, who can't seem to turn on my camera. So, have a seat, grab a slice, grab a beverage, and let's get to it. I got a great show once again for you tonight. We are going to be talking to a band from South Carolina called Aim High later on in the show, and they have a new album that's coming out here the end of the month called The Local Band Forever, and so we're going to be talking to them about that. But our first guest on this episode, he comes from Philadelphia, and he's part of a band called Cheer Up Dusty, which you may be familiar with just if you're an avid listener of Pop Punk and Pizza, because the band has sponsored about 3 episodes of the podcast in the previous year. So let's please welcome Justin, and here we go. I'm probably going to say this wrong, but I'm going to try it. It's Humanic, right? Did I say it right?
You put like a ch at the beginning of
it.
It's Humanic, yeah.
Humanic. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I gotta reply to this chat real quick. I'm so sorry.
No, it's the technical side of it. It happens.
Yeah. There's so many moving pieces. All right. So Justin, it is so great to finally meet you, like not necessarily like virtually face to face, I guess.
Yeah, likewise.
Like ever since I heard Cheer Up Dusty, Shirtless and Afraid, I'm like, damn, this guy has got it. This band has got it. Like I was instantly hooked. It had that I feel like that signature Philadelphia pop punk sound,
That means a lot. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course. And then, later on, you had Late Bloomer, which was, to me, another step up. And I know you guys released that EP earlier. That was in the spring already, right? I keep forgetting it's July already.
Yeah, dude. The concept of time is I've lost. We did a bunch of singles, and then we put all the singles on an EP with an extra track, and we just released that. I want to say the end of April, beginning of May, something around there.
Yeah. Gosh, I know. That's why I keep thinking. I can't believe it's halfway through July already. So let's talk about Cheer Up Dusty. How did Cheer Up Dusty become to be? Because I think you and I are right around the same age, right? You're like 30, 31-ish?
Yeah, I just turned 30, yeah.
Okay. So was Cheer Up Dusty is most likely not your first band. So
No.
So where does your pop punk bug come into play?
Well, I mean, I guess it all started when I was like in middle school, which the good years of like, I was in middle school, it was like 2003, 2004. So I was at that, then high school, '05 to '09. So I was at least I was in adolescence when all this music came out, this early 2000s emo pop punk. And I guess I just got lucky. I'll
Yeah.
say that. But Cheer Up Dusty, I left the band I was in the end of 2018, and then I spent all 2019 doing our first EP and getting a photo shoot, doing the first video, and I did all that myself, just asking favors from friends and stuff. And then I made our Instagram and Facebook at the end of 2019, like end of November, and then just started putting the stuff online. And then we played like a show, an acoustic show, and then the pandemic hit, and then that was it. And then
So
just doing content since then.
did you did you create the band before you had all the members?
Yeah, I didn't I had already done the first two music videos and the first EP before I got any members. And then once I started putting stuff online, that's how I kind of was able to get a few guys. And now we're a band of 4.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that because you were a three-piece for a while.
Yeah, so the first member I got was my friend Pat, who I've known for like 16 years or so, who we've done shit before, we're in bands before. So he was the first one, and he's very, very talented, way more talented than myself. So I was very happy to that he.
I don't know,
talked me
man.
into it.
I think you're pretty talented. I mean, you're the main songwriter of the group, right?
So the first EP I did myself, and then all our newest singles, Pat has made the arrangements, and I just switched to just doing lyrics and and vocals, which I was happy about. So like of our new stack of songs, the only song I helped write the actual music for is Late Bloomer. That came from my riff. Everything else Pat did, and then I just did the lyrics on top of it. And then I think that's how we found a good formula there. And that's and then we have our new guys who Pat or Brian and Paul. So we're all trying to write together and see with 4 how the sound will go, evolve, and whatnot.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because I feel like with the songs you've written so far for Cheer Up Dusty, they come off very it's abrasive isn't the word, but they're just really, really honest. Like I know in Late Bloomer, I believe it's Late Bloomer, you mention becoming a dad at 19, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned that it was Late Bloomer?
Yeah, that line. I had my son when I was 19, and yeah, I did. I was 2 weeks before my 20th birthday. I had my son Hayden, and yeah, I was scared shitless, and being a kid and everything. But yeah, so I actually referenced fatherhood in quite a few of the songs. But yeah, I like to keep it honest. I just don't see any other way of doing it. So, but I appreciate that. I've been told that before, and it means a lot when someone says that.
Yeah, you're kind of sorry, man. You're kind of breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on. If
Yeah, you're breaking.
you got a bad,
Yeah,
you got a bad connection. We'll see if we can fix that. Maybe I don't know. Are you far away from your router or anything like that? Or are you using Wi-Fi?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something here. Are you clear? A little clear?
You're still a little blurry, if that's even the right word. I'm mainly talking about the audio. I can see you fine. And
Yeah, I can
yeah,
see you. You're definitely crackling. Let me see.
right. It sounds very crackly, and someone just said, you sound like Darth Vader."
I love Star Wars. That's cool with me.
Yeah, I mean, you are wearing a Star
yeah,
Wars
like I
hat
said, I
right
just-
now.
Let me try this. Hold on. I do apologize.
No, it's okay. We'll just have to roll with it and hope for the best. And thank you to everyone sticking it out with us. It just happens sometimes, So I mean, obviously becoming a father at 19, that's a no-brainer. Like, that's already scary as hell. We all know that. But what was it like for you besides the obvious?
What, becoming a father at 19?
Yeah,
Um, so, well, I'm gonna see if this works.
sure.
Can you hear me?
Oh, that's much better. Yay!
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's cool.
Like I
It's
said,
cool.
I'm admittingly a boomer. I admittingly, but so
A boomer millennial.
it happens, man. We're rare, but we're out there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
becoming a dad, I mean, at the time, yeah, it was like the scariest thing in the world. When I was 19, I had already flunked out of Rutgers, Camden. I went to college for all of a couple weeks, and that didn't go well. And so when my son was actually born, I was a manager at McDonald's, making about like $11 an hour. Like,
Oh wow.
so yeah, that was rough. And my girlfriend at the time already had a child, so I was kind of going into it like, you know, 2 kids, and yeah, man, it was weird. It was like an eye opener. But now I'm 30. I don't have any other kids. You know, my son just turned 10, and you know, life's good. You know, so it's kind of at the moment, you know, it's the most terrifying thing. Where now it's like that was kind of just the most important like day in the history of, you know, what is my life. So, but yeah, it's
You know, maybe that's what makes maybe that's what makes you a boomer. Is because because you had your son so early, you know, age 19, and now, you know, you're 30, he's already 10 years old,
yeah.
and you're already like, oh, how does this thing work?
Oh, like I'll like give him the remote, and I'll be like, you tell it, like, you know, I have one of those talking Comcast remotes. And
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll just like toss it to him, like, I don't know how to work it, and he's just like he rolls his eyes at me, you know. He's like I'm like I got a VCR the other day. Someone was throwing it out, and I like went ape shit for the VCR, and he's looking at me like I have like 3 heads. He's like, we stream now. I'm like, no, tapes are the best, dude. You know,
Dude, that is so funny because the other day, my girlfriend and I were watching. We were watching Independence Day on VHS because I had it on
awesome,
VHS.
so
Yeah.
awesome,
Right? And like we got through like most of the movie, and we're towards the end, and it all of a sudden it stopped working, and like the VCR kind of like
dude.
it kind of like swallowed the tape a little bit. And
Fuck, that sucks, bro.
yeah,
I'm so
so
sorry to hear that.
so like I was getting so freaking nerdy, like because it took me a minute to get it out of the VCR,
Yeah.
get the tape out of the VCR, because like literally the actual tape inside the VHS was like stuck in there. So I got that out, and then I like wound that tape that was hanging out of the cassette. I wound it back in the cassette, and then
shit.
I I tried fixing it by taking little screwdrivers and opening up the cassette.
Bro, you went all in to get this tape.
Like I said, I was so nerdy, man. Like I felt like, of course, I like most of the time these days I'm wearing my glasses, but I just felt like I was wearing my pants like up to my chest, and like had a pencil pen protector in my pocket, and like I just felt like, oh, I'm gonna fix this, you know, and like it just felt super nerdy. And of course I lost, and I ended up destroying the tape.
And well, I mean, you did what you had to do, because it's not like there's going to be any VCR repair shops around you that's going to help you. You were by yourself, and you know, I mean, you did the pop punk way, and it turned out true to pop punk, it didn't work out for you. So, you know, he can't be mad.
I guess, but you know, like it just it was sad, but it was also very nostalgic watching Independence Day on VHS.
On a tape.
So yeah, what tapes do you have that you've or did you just find the VCR and you haven't found any tapes yet, or?
Yeah, so I work at a 65 and older apartment complex, and
Oh,
I work
nice.
maintenance, and I do trash and stuff, and like recycles and stuff, and someone just left it there with the remote still, like an actual like the
Dude.
VCR remote, and it was just sitting there, and I snagged it and I wiped it down and I brought it, and so I haven't gotten any tapes yet. I used to have a lot, like a shit ton of tapes, but I've moved a few times in the last couple of years, so I mean, just throughout that, I've like lost them all more or less. But I mean, that's kind of my next foray is, kind of maybe gathering a little tape collection and everything, and I also recently bought a PlayStation 1.
Oh, dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome! I love PS1.
So yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm like, because I don't like all this stuff, or I don't know, it causes me like a lot of anxiety. So I'm like screw it. I'm an adult. If I want to get a VCR and a PS1, and drive my a '93 Buick Century, I'm gonna do it.
Do you seriously drive a '93 Buick Century?
No, that was my first car.
Oh,
That's just all I
okay,
thought.
okay.
Just for joking purposes.
I was gonna say,
No. I drive an 06 Vibe, Pontiac Vibe.
Okay, Wes still has a working VCR, and he's 23, so
Wes Pappas, yeah, that he comments a lot of our stuff. Big
Okay.
supporter. Yeah,
Nice.
Wes is cool, good people.
And he said he got his VCR for fairly cheap.
Even if free. Yeah,
free,
because no one
yeah.
wants those.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to a garage sale and either get them for free or for like 50 cents a piece, he says mostly Disney movies, but I want Lord of the Rings and was tempted to buy Friday the 13th. That's awesome.
I
Hey.
would love some old horror movies on tape.
Here I'll help you out. You're gonna love this.
What do you got?
I have Titanic on VHS.
Oh, the double boy.
The double boy. Yes, I will
That's
send
gnarly,
that.
yeah.
I will send that your way because I already have Titanic. Like I have like the collector's edition on
Sick.
on DVD already, But I have the double cassette.
The double cassette, yeah, legendary, bro.
Yeah, there's only like a few movies in the world that have double cassettes. And
It
it's
was like that. I remember Casino was a double cassette boy.
it was
I remember
really.
Casino. Yeah, because Casino's 3 hours long. Almost 3 hours
I
long.
didn't realize it was that long. But the other movie I was thinking of was Ten Commandments. I'm pretty sure that was a double. I grew up in a Catholic family, so
Okay.
that was a movie that my grandparents always watched, and they had it on VHS. And Charlton Heston was, oh my God, he's just like this amazing figure. But oh, here you go. Wes says he has 2 copies of the Star Wars trilogy. Says hit me up. if you want a
Oh my
copy.
God, man! I'm getting like gifts. This is awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, you get gifts when you come on this podcast.
I know, that's gnarly, yo. Yeah, hell yeah. Wes, just message my private Instagram and yeah, I'll get you my address if you're serious, man. I'll send you. What can I send you back? I don't
Cheer
know.
Up Dusty
I can maybe
stickers
send you,
or something?
Yeah, I could send you a shirt or something, bro. So
Yeah. Do you guys have shirts? Because I should buy one.
we have an online store, so it's those, when you order one, it gets made and gets
Oh.
sent kind of deals.
Well, that's okay.
When we had our first show, I got just white shirts with our logo done, and I got them real cheap, like $250 a piece, and I bought like 300, and
Oh
I
my
just
God.
handed them all out. I was like, I'm not even going to try and sell these, and I was just handing them out like crazy. But I don't have any more of those, unfortunately. But I can get them something for sure.
Speaking of, do you guys have your first show coming up, or did you have your first show of the year already? I did see something recently.
So our first show ever, is Cheer Up Dusty. Pat played guitar and I played bass and vocals, and a buddy of mine, Jeff, played drums. before quarantine. But we have our first full band, with our real members on July 23rd in Morristown, New Jersey. We're playing with some awesome bands. You ever hear of Ditz? Ditz the band. And then our buddies All Systems Go. We're good friends
I've heard
with
of them. That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. They actually just recorded with I always say this name wrong, but Nick Baruzzi from Man Overboard.
Oh yeah, Man Overboard. He's cranking out some pretty good stuff right now.
Yeah, he's a good player in the scene. He does good for the next generation.
Yeah. Agreed. More from Wes, man. He says, I'm serious. I'll send you some pics. Sadly, it's the special edition sets, not the original prints. He said I'd die with those.
It's gonna be all the weird George Lucas stuff that he threw in there later.
That's the trilogy I have too. So for those who are not fellow Star Wars nerds, we'll explain here real quick. So. I'm pretty sure it was right before Episode 1 came out, Phantom of the Menace. Right. George Lucas re-released all the original, he re-released the original trilogy to theaters with added bonus scenes, and then of course when they started making new copies of the trilogy on VHS, they made the special edition, right, with the added scenes. So, like in like A New Hope, you get to see Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, there's that scene where he's talking to Han Solo.
Yeah.
And you ever see like the pictures of that without the CGI? Like Jabba the Hutt was just a guy.
Yeah. Yep.
You ever seen those?
Yep.
Or like that really bad song at the Return of the Jedi that like the aliens sings.
Oh, I liked that. That was one of my favorite songs as a kid. My oldest brother. I'm sorry, but like my oldest brother Josh, he bought the Return of the Jedi soundtrack on CD, and it had that song on it because again, this was the special trilogy soundtrack specifically for Return of the Jedi, and it had that song on it, and I would literally play that song on repeat. No shame, it was catchy, dude.
Hey man, you like, I love that you said no shame. You like what you like. I'm gonna shit on it, and you're not gonna give a fuck, and that's what's punk, and I love it, dude.
And going back to when those special edition Star Wars movies, the original trilogy, it was like 97 or 98, right around there, because Phantom of the Menace came out in 99. So
99.
Yeah, so it was somewhere between, because I remember I went to see the original trilogy on the big screen when it was put back in theaters and everything.
I've never done that, but that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, as a 7 or 8 year old kid, it was like going to Disney World. I mean, you couldn't. Oh,
I remember 99. I remember the Phantom Menace coming out. My mom taking me and my sister, like one of those matinee shows, 11 a.m. to save a few bucks, and I remember that pretty clearly. And I remember a few years later, my dad take us to Attack of the Clones and falling asleep while me and my sister just like watching it.
That sounds about right. I remember seeing Phantom of the Menace for my birthday, and my parents let me bring one friend, and they took us to the movie theater to go see it.
That's awesome, bro.
Now now we're really starting to sound like boomers. Oh God. All right. So before we play a Cheer Up Dusty song, which is This Party Is Gonna Ruin My Life, because it references pizza and it's a pop punk ska punk song. So how could we not play it?
Yeah, you should just make it your podcast's song, like your intro song.
Make it
like,
the new
like
intro
cartoons
song?
have it. Yeah, like all TV shows have.
Yeah,
like
well,
Friends, that song. It could be like you can get it that big, and we'll just be known as being your song.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It could happen. But is there anything before we play the song? Anything else Cheer Up Dusty related you want to throw out there? I know that the past couple months, you guys have been kind of laying low, but I didn't know maybe if there's, a new single coming soon, or you referenced the July show. Anything else you want to tease coming up for Cheer Up Dusty?
To be honest with you, now we are a little bit laying low. Coming out of the pandemic, I've just been spending a little bit more time with my son, and we do have that July show that's pretty huge for us. And then, we'll try and do another one, maybe before the summer's over. We're always sharing demos and ideas. So, I mean, new music, it'll slowly be put out, but, we're not dead by any means, or anything.
Well, of course not, but how could you not want to spend more time with your son? I mean, he's 10 years old already, so.
But no, just add us on the socials. Everything is at Cheer Up Dusty. Obviously, we just listen to our stuff, Spotify, iTunes, or whatever, however you listen to music, LimeWire, whatever you do.
I'm pretty sure they're out of business, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of lawsuits and, court stuff, and yeah, I think they're done.
Is Napster still a thing? People still Napster, bro?
I think Napster is around, yes.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
We have an Xanga for our diaries. You can read that too,
MySpace? You got a MySpace?
I would love to have a MySpace.
I mean, Ed's still around, dude.
I think Timberlake owns that, if I'm not mistaken.
Does he really? No way.
I think he's a majority owner.
A shareholder? That would be funny.
It's one of his. But no, nothing going on. Just add us on all this stuff. And hope everyone just enjoys, what we have out so far.
All right. Well, Justin from Cheer Up Dusty, thanks again for being on, man, and thanks for being such a big supporter of the podcast as well, and sponsoring episodes in the past. And I'm excited to hear whenever it is, whether it's next year or 2 years from now or whenever. I'm excited to hear new music because I've loved everything you've released so far.
Jacques, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Love you, bud.
Of course, love you too, man. So let's get into Cheer Up Dusty right now. Wait a minute, wrong song. Man, it's just nothing but screw-ups tonight. Oh my goodness.
It's pop punk.
Child support is paid. It's not a dad weekend, and I have no date. We're gonna party. We don't care how late. The beer's been paid for. Pizza's on the way. I know I'm drunk. Improve, it might take time. Oh well, fuck you. It's Patty's Day, hoping we might just get laid. But our awkwardness is still just playing her own games. I know I'm drunk, I will improve. It might take time. Oh well, fuck you. Oh well. Paid for. Pizza's on the way. Fuck you.
easily be a theme, the new theme song for Pop Punk and Pizza podcast. Maybe that'll happen sometime down the line. You know, the beer's been paid for, the pizza's on the way. Like, I can't tell you how many times that's happened with Pop Punk and Pizza. You know, we've had beer on the show before. It's been a while, I will tell you that, but you know, one of these days we'll have another in-person show. So anyway, cheer up, Dusty, with this party is gonna ruin my life here on Pop Punk and Pizza podcast. Now, before we bring on Aim High, just want to mention again that Pop Punk and Pizza podcast is presented by Pop Punk Takeout, which is a really cool monthly subscription service that will deliver merch from pop punk bands from all over the world straight to your doorstep in a takeout box. Like literally, it's in a pizza box or a little Chinese takeout box. Now, for the month of August, they've teamed up with Whoa, That's Fresh Publicity to put together a very, very special box. And pre-order will be available for that box soon at poppunktakeout.com. In the meantime, make sure you also follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Pop Punk Takeout. And then additional support for this episode does come from Virginia pop rock band Weatherworn and their new album Postcards, which is available now wherever you stream music. If you want to learn more about Weatherworn, you can listen to them talk on episode 142 of Pop Punk and Pizza. And one of the best songs from their new album is the Patron Saint Hopeless Cases.
Was crowned and jeweled. We're burning cash on facts for fools. Steadfast love found warped and skewed. Walking home from Catholic school. Calling all saints, calling all saints, calling all saints in desperation. She's been calling all saints, calling all saints, calling all saints to pay the trail less taken. She's the patron saint of hopeless cases, a namesake for the sheer outspoken. Caught, destroyed, chasing thoughts. We're locked in the parking lot. Caught, destroyed, chasing thoughts. But she's never gonna show it till she's through. And it rings true. Saint of hopeless cases, a namesake for the sheer outspoken. Prissy collars, $30, she never stuck her nose. Follow her in finding the maps and silver linings. She written it down on paper. You follow her in finding the hope that ties her heartstrings. Love will follow blindly. Love will follow blindly.
one of our awesome sponsors for this week, Weatherworn, with their single, The Patron Saint Hopeless Cases, from their new album, Postcards, which is available everywhere now online. You should go stream it. You should go download it on their Bandcamp as well. So without further ado, they've been patiently waiting for me throughout the technical difficulties we've been having on our live stream tonight, and I'm truly grateful for that. Let's welcome Caleb, Morgan, and Logan of the South Carolina band Aim High. Let's bring them on here. Welcome, guys.
Yo, check 1 2.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's that name?
What's going on?
How are you?
That red is very, there we go, something like that. Anyway, it's pretty good.
Ooh, I see you got all kinds of different colors there. I like it.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing great. Thank you for being patient and putting up with the technical difficulties when we've been having tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Ooh, you got High Life. All right.
We do. We are ready. We don't have any pizza, but that's
okay.
Yeah.
Wes is ready for you guys. So is Justin, who was just on with us. So
let's go to Wes. Shout out Wes. That's the day one. Hell yeah, we ready. Let's go. Let's get into it.
So how in the hell did you get Charlie Sheen to introduce Easy Core? Like what the fuck? Like Charlie Sheen, like how did that happen? Was it like just a simple contacting his management and being like, hey, how much would it cost for Charlie to do this for us?
So originally we had the idea, like conceptual idea for Local Band Forever. We wanted to have our debut album, and the concept was that each song is going to feature a not so local band or artist. And then we wanted to go as big as possible. So we tried to get some celebrities on there, and we're successfully able to do that. One of them being Charlie Sheen. In terms of how we did it, it was a little bit unconventional. I got this like ad from this app called Cameo.
Okay.
We hit him up, and we only get like 100 characters, right? So like I was like, pop punk band, how much to be in skit for mixtape or something like that, like real quick, and he was probably like, what the hell? And then we had his manager hit up our manager, and then they worked it out. Like we told him like what we were actually trying to do, and sent him the song Easy Core Money. And he liked it enough to agree to do it. And so, he's on the intro for that one. And we have a music video that we did for it, and it's out now. You can go see it everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, all that shit. But yeah, it was super fun. We were super blessed to have him, and also Dan, 4 Year Strong, one of my personal favorite bands and biggest inspirational bands ever to me. Both of them on there is just crazy to me.
Yeah, like obviously the having Dan from 4 Year Strong makes total sense, because you guys have that easy core thing going on with Aim High, but then like Charlie Sheen to introduce it was just like, what the hell? Like it really was just like, did that really just happen? Like what?
Yeah.
My thoughts exactly when it first happened.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like when we did it, we put it as an intro for a reason, and when everyone hears the record, they'll get it more in context. Like it goes from, there's like a plot line, throughout the lyrical content of the record. Again, it's conceptual. So, we wanted to create a, immersive audio environment, not just a regular album or whatever. We wanted to do a whole story with it, a whole everything, and we were able to successfully do that. And yeah, big shout out to Charlie Sheen for being willing to like fuck with independent and like us. It's nice we have like a record label that's like able to reach out to him and be like, hey yo, fuck with our artist. Like we're like a super small independent band, and the fact that he would be willing to do that and let us put it on our album is very awesome of him. So yeah.
Are you guys planning a CD release show for this?
So we wanted to do it big. That's the thing. We told ourselves like if we're gonna do a album release, we either gonna do it big or not do it at all. And when it comes to like obviously booking shows, you have to kind of do that in advance. And so we would have had to try to like book bands like still during COVID like months ago, and like obviously that's like a hard thing. So we're not having an official album release or anything like that, but we are doing an LP signing at a show, and we're going to be doing some shows, and nothing that we can give any kind of crazy details on, but we definitely are doing a tour later on in the year. And yeah, so we're going to be doing that instead of the album release. It's unfortunate. We wish that we could do a huge show, especially in our hometown with everybody, but with COVID, obviously stuff's a little bit harder to do in person, so we definitely understand. But yeah,
I ask because that Charlie Sheen bit would have been like such a good show opener. Like I could totally, I can see it and I can picture it in my head right now. Just like the lights are off or dark or dim. And all next, the first thing you hear, Charlie Sheen, and then just blast right into it. That would be so fun.
Yeah, we plan on doing some really dope stuff at our shows. I can't divulge too much, but yeah,
of course.
Check out one of our shows when wherever we come through, and we will you'll see.
Yeah, I know that you did sign on with an agency, so you are in the process of doing some tours then, right?
That's correct. We recently signed with Dynamic Talent Agency. Shout out to everybody, all the awesome bands on our roster. Shout out to Joey, our personal agent, and just everybody at Dynamic. It's a really dope team. And partnering up with them was, kind of a no-brainer. So yeah.
Yeah, Wes says, as someone who heard an early version of this record for review, this album is nuts. And I haven't heard the whole record yet, but the concept of it has me very intrigued. So I definitely I'm agreeing with Wes's words, even though I haven't heard it yet, just because this whole local band forever idea, even though so you're telling me the name of the record is Local Band Forever, but on the album the songs actually feature people that are obviously like Dan from 4 Year Strong, for instance, who's well known. What is the overall concept or the meaning behind Local Band Forever? Is that just kind of putting a stamp on saying that you'll never forget like where you come from, or?
Yeah, so I mean that definitely that is but in terms of like deep dive conceptual, what is Local Band Forever? The concept behind Local Band Forever is that people will in our scene sometimes people will use the word or phrase local band, or the fact that like a band is small or independent or not signed, or some huge ass band, the fact that they're a local band, they'll like use that as like a derogatory kind of low key slur kind of phrase, right? And we always thought that was like super corny when people did that, you know what I'm saying? Because like everybody starts off somewhere, everybody is a local band at some point, you know what I'm saying? Or like most bands. So we wanted to like embrace that and like flip that negative notion of local band on its head and come out with our first album and have it feature bands that are not so local or famous or whatever you want to say, however you want to chop it up. But yeah, that's the concept for the record. And then also, like you were saying, never forget your roots, never forget where you came from, no matter what happens. But we we all love Columbia as well. Obviously you can see in the artwork in each of the letters. Shout out Mike Cortada, by the way. He's done like all kinds of awesome art, from A Day to Remember to Ice Nine Kills, Pierce the Veil. He's worked with amazing people. He's an amazing artist. So shout out Mike Cortada. But inside every letter, of Aim High is reference, an artistic reference to our hometown. And so there's so many like golden nuggets within the art of the record, within the lyrical content, storyline, the features, like every part of it. There's like tiny golden nuggets that like mean something. So we like to, include that for the people who are from here that can like get it, as well as also people who maybe aren't from here but still can understand it.
I feel like we should bring on we should bring on that artwork right now, and we can just dissect the whole thing right now.
Hey, if you want to, we can.
For those of us that aren't from Columbia, I'm trying to remember if I've ever been to Columbia in South Carolina. Nothing rings a bell.
Fort Jackson. We got Fort Jackson. You ever been there?
No, I've been to Greenville.
Yeah, it's about like an hour away.
From Columbia?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought Greenville was close, but I don't think Columbia is the capital, right?
Yeah, Columbia is the capital.
Okay. Wow, I remember
used to be the capital, and then now Columbia is the capital.
Ah.
But that was like a long time ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was probably a long time ago. This is awesome.
New world.
Wes says local band forever is the Super Smash Bros.
Hey!
Of pop punk records.
Hey!
That's a good one. I like that. I like that one a lot.
I'll take that.
Round of applause for Wes there. That's a good one. So can you give away who else is featured on this record? Because literally each song of the record features someone, right?
Yeah. So I'll let them do it. We can say everybody besides who's on the bonus track. So.
So what hasn't been released yet?
We got the board.
All right, let's look at the board.
You got a cheat board, right?
I mean, I could regurgitate it, but I don't want to talk the whole time, so I'm gonna let them talk. Morgan,
I mean, of course,
who we got?
Of course, we've got the absolutely wonderful Belmont on the album. And
shout out Belmont,
yes.
shout out Belmont boys.
Chicago represent.
yeah,
Facts.
got Wilmette, the home team. Man, I want Logan to answer some
Dude,
too.
honestly, I like this.
they don't like
I'm
they don't
4 or
like
5
talking.
high lifes in, and it's just like my mind.
All right,
He,
so
he is
break it
lit, man. You're having your best life right now. 4 or 5 high
Logan-
lifes in.
Logan's
Dude.
yeah, he's lit. All right, so we got Charlie Sheen, Dan O'Connor of 4 Year Strong, the band Reliance. After that, we have Safe Hold. We have Broadside, Soldier Boy.
Wait, Soldier Boy? What?
Yeah, we got Soldier Boy.
Dude,
Yeah. Draco.
that's awesome.
Yeah, first pop punk band to have Soldier Boy on a record.
I was gonna say I've never
Cool.
heard Soldier Boy featured on a pop punk song, so this is exciting.
We got Belmont, of course.
Right.
Safe Hold again. We got Brendan Murphy of Counterparts. We got Lindsay Lohan. We have
What?
in her own words.
Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah.
Is she doing a Mean Girls quote?
So that one hasn't been released. You're gonna have to wait till the 23rd to hear that one. But,
Mean Girls is pretty
she
pop
did her
punk.
thing. Yeah, she did her thing.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She had that pop punk band Pink Slip and Freaky Friday, the other movie.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna get too much in that one. Yeah, so Brendan Murphy of Counterparts, Lindsay Lohan. We got In Her Own Words. Shout out Joey from In Her Own Words. We got Sleeping with Sirens. Like Pacific. Shout out Kellen Quinn. Shout out Jordan Black. Shout out all the Sleeping with Sirens and Like Pacific boys. We got the home team, Driveways, Glimmers, Wilmette. Donnell Rawlings of best known for being in the Chappelle Show. Yeah,
Man.
we got a lot of people on the record. So
I feel like
definitely-
someone watching this live stream right now could go get like a drink and come back, and you would still be listing off like, all the different people that are on this record. And Wes was not kidding. Like, this is like the Super Smash Bros. Of pop punk records. Wow, this is
Seen All Stars.
I like that comparison.
yeah. I mean, you're just listing off like not only pop punk artists, but like artists from like the more like post-hardcore, and then like Soulja Boy, and then Lindsay Lohan, and people from the Chappelle Show. Like, this is awesome. It's just kind of like bringing all these different people from all over the different parts of the world and different industries, and just kind of like smashing them together.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, that's another point. That's another like concept that ties into local band forever in the macro of everything, we also personally, come from different backgrounds. We listen to all different kinds of music, right? So that's why you'll, hear a Belmont song right next to a song with, Brendan from Counterparts, which is like a hardcore band, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't like, like have that or like wouldn't expect that next to each other. You know what I'm saying? We love that. We embrace that. We use our organic influences to organically, help shape and mold what Local Band Forever became. And we definitely like couldn't be more like proud of ourselves, humbled and blessed to have been able to get it done with everybody that we worked with, and super stoked to be able to share it with the world in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, I like right. We should say Local Band Forever does drop July 23rd, in case you're listening to this beforehand, or maybe it's after July 23rd when you're listening to this, and you can be like, oh, I can go listen to the album now. I got to check this out. But I love, you mentioned earlier about local band being kind of a derogatory term, and I like that you're trying to change that, because not all local bands should be put in a negative light,
Yeah.
just because you're local doesn't mean you don't have talent and you're not good. You know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of different local bands, from ones just starting out to ones that have been doing it for a couple of years, and then there's the other ones, like, I don't care like how long your band has been around, let's say 30 years, and let's say your band is from Chicago, and like you still live in the Chicago area. Well, I mean, technically you're still a local band to Chicago, or like if Aim High 20 years from now, you guys are still living in Columbia, South Carolina, even though, like, let's say you've blown up exponentially, and you've made this name for yourself all over the world, you are still a local band to Columbia, so like that never changes. It really doesn't.
Yeah. And like it's like a cyclical thing. It ties back into the sentiment of never, no matter what happens, like we're never gonna forget who we are, where we're from, you know what I'm saying, what brought us to be able to make this record, what brought us together as a band, you know what I'm saying? Not to get all cheesy or sentimental or anything like that, but just like keeping it up with you, that's what it is. And we know and understand and embrace that. And to the point that you were talking about before, yeah, absolutely. Like, to keep it a bug with you, to give you some context, before we even had the band, I used to do like tour photography. I would go and shoot different bands on tour, different stuff like that. That's also where I first met a lot of people that were featured on the record that we got on the record. But anyways, I've seen my fair share of shows, right? And I have seen bands and heard bands that are local bands that perform better and tighter, and that are just better bands, and bands that are like some bands that are like huge and signed. So yeah, to your point, that doesn't really mean anything, and we know that, and we always thought it was super corny whenever people would try to like you use the local band thing as a low-key diss or whatever. Like, that's just like mad corny. So like, yeah, we embrace that, and yeah, that's the concept, and that's the reason why for LP1, like obviously with any band's debut album, especially if you're able to do it independently, it's super special. It means a lot. So the fact that we are doing this for our first album, is a testament to how much it intrinsically means to us.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's a hell of a way. It's a hell of a way to start your album releases, and
Yeah.
you're setting the bar high.
Thank you.
So, like it takes some balls to do that, some pepperonis, if you will. So since this is pop punk and pizza, I may as well use a pizza reference. But
Yeah.
but anyway, but yeah, so good for you guys. Another
Thank you so
round
much.
of applause for you guys on that. So I do, as long as you guys are cool with it, I do want to play, and I could be getting this name wrong, and is it Eton Edecuus?
Eden Odysseus.
Eden
Yeah.
Odysseus. I was like, I know this is what's the Greek or something Roman or
It sounds like it, but it's actually just the word suicide note in English, or the phrase suicide note spelled backwards.
oh wow, my
Yeah.
God. Now I see it. I can't
Yeah.
believe I missed that before. I'm looking at the title and I'm like, how did I miss that?
Yeah.
So
Like I said, you'll catch a whole bunch of Easter eggs. You'll listen
yeah.
to it once, and then you might come back and listen to it again. But I didn't see that. Oh damn! Yeah.
Wes is saying this is the best song on the album.
Thank
so,
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're cool, I want to go ahead and play that.
Yeah.
But before we do and close things out, give us a rundown on where the best place is that people can find you guys online, and anything else you got coming up that you want to. Obviously, Local Band Forever drops July 23rd, but what else to go along with that?
So being in our album release cycle, since we are doing this independently, obviously we're super tied up with Local Band Forever. But yeah, anyone can go find us on all socials at Aim High 803, which is the area code for Columbia, South Carolina. So yeah, just Aim High and then 803. On all major music platforms, if you type in Aim High, we're the first band that comes up. And yeah, you can type in any of our song titles. We have some funny kind of long song titles or whatever. But anyways, yeah, you can find us, everywhere really. But yeah, Local Band Forever drops July 23rd. We have additional music videos that are dropping. We have the deluxe edition that's dropping. We have contests that we're going to be running. So keep it locked to our socials for all details on all of that stuff. We love to interact with our fans because people that support us, obviously, if they fuck with us, we're gonna fuck with them. And we love doing like games and contests and all of that stuff. Any way that we can interact and engage with the community or scene in any which way, we love to do. We love to get on podcasts and stuff like this, and just like everything. But yeah, in terms of our event schedule, we have that on our Facebook page. We have an Eventbrite, all of that stuff. But yeah, if you see me at a show as well, I have a QR code tattoo.
Oh my God.
Scan my stomach, and it pops up with a list of all of our music on every platform.
He is dedicated for life. You literally inked the deal. Like,
yeah, facts. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, if you do something you can't do a half-ass, you got to go all in. So yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, Aim High 803 everywhere, and thank you so much for having us on. We appreciate you letting us.
Yeah. No, it was. It was great to meet all you guys. I know I didn't get a chance to talk too much to Logan and Morgan, right?
Yes.
And then Caleb is Caleb's the front man, but or the I don't want to like assume what you go by. Like I never know whether someone is a man, woman, or they or them. So I hope I didn't offend you just now by saying front man.
I feel like the like beard is like yeah, I give away. But yeah, no, thank you. I am I am a songwriter, frontman, whatever you want to call it, singer, vocalist, screamer guy. He also screams too. We all do vocals though. So like
that's awesome.
Yeah, like it's a whole unit type thing. But yeah, yeah. Love my band. Steven's not here right now.
I was gonna say we're missing one.
Yeah, he's the guitarist. He had to leave. He's got family that's in town. He is from New York, so yeah.
Oh, awesome.
But
Nice.
the rest of us are from right down here. And yeah. Again, thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I want to plug before we leave?
I mean, do we have the tour dates released yet?
No, we can't talk about the tour yet.
Well, I can't wait to hear about the tour dates when they eventually, when it's time to release those.
Yeah.
All I want to say is just thank you guys. Thank you everybody who's watching and messing with us, following us, being fans, supporting us. We can't thank you guys enough, and thank you for having us.
Absolutely. I think this is a really cool concept, so I can't wait to hear the whole record on the 23rd.
Thank you so much. We got shout out Alex Zarek, shout out Chris Anderson, shout out all the boys in Belmont, shout out all the boys in Our Own Words, shout out all the Wilmette boys, shout out Peyton, shout out Kellen, shout out Jordan, shout out everybody who who you are. There's so many people that have helped us with this album, that have contributed in terms of art. Shout out Mike Cortada, shout out just everybody. You know who you are. There's such a long list. I could go on for hours and hours, but really sincerely thank everybody who's been able to make this possible. As again, I hate to keep on running in circles with this, but like we can't appreciate the sentiment enough that we were not only able to make this album, but able to now release it independently. And that's like a sentiment that we definitely really care about. A lot of people will say in the scene that for a band to have find success or anything like that, not to say that we're crazy successful or anything like that, but just people will say for a band to find success or whatever, you need to have record label and that's a necessary thing. And while for a lot of bands that's super cool, and a lot of bands that are on our record are signed to record label, so it's not like the record label's a horrible or anything, but the fact that we can put this album out independently is a testament to the fact that it's not necessary. You can definitely, artists that are coming up, bands that are coming up, you can definitely retain the equity of your music and not have to give that away and think you do just for your music to be seen or heard. That's not how stuff works anymore. It's 2021. The music industry has changed, and we, as personally here as a band, are super stoked to get to independently release this album to y'all. So yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I could not agree with you more on that, Caleb. So, all right, aim high. Thank you guys so much again, and good luck on the release, and maybe I'll see you out on the road in the Chicago area.
Oh yeah, we're actually. I will say that. So this is an exclusive. We haven't announced this yet. So we will be in Chicago for Riot Fest. We will be busking outside of Riot Fest first 2 days. Playing 2 different sets, me and Steven. So yeah, we will be outside of Riot Fest busking. Check our socials for times. But yeah, Chicago, Illinois. That is in September, and that's our next performance. So yeah.
All right. Well, sweet. Look forward to that then. Good luck with the busking.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good night, brother.
Later, dude.
Right. Thank you.
myself. And yeah, I fall apart before, so I can vouch for how it felt. This is merely a memory in a place that's safe and sound. A place that's safe and sound. I'd be rich with a nickel for every time you let me down. Taking back the nonsense will only call your bluff, call your bluff. It's that excuse to come clean, so just stop it now. When this bed you've made, stop it now. You made your mind up. You made your mind, and I made mine. I've fallen apart before, so I can vouch for how it felt. This is merely a memory in a place that's safe and sound. A place that's safe and sound. I'd be rich with a nickel for every time you let me down. Taking back the nonsense will only call your bluff, call your bluff. It's that excuse to come clean, so just stop it now. Sleep in it, stop it now. You've made your mind up. Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? I'm taking myself deep. I'm taking myself okay, now hang me up. Testify all the cards you dealt tonight. I bet you could. I bet you couldn't. But if you try, I've fallen apart before, so I can vouch for how this felt. This is merely a memory in a place that's safe and sound. A place that's safe and sound. I'll leave it to the nickel for every time you let me down. Taking back the nonsense will only call your bluff, call your bluff. It's that excuse to come clean, so just stop it now. Sleep in this bed, you said stop it now. You've made your mind
Aim High, local band forever. Their debut album is going to drop on July 23rd, so make sure you pre-save that right now. Stream the hell out of it when it comes out, or maybe you're listening to this after it has come out, so go check it out right after you listen to this podcast. And thank you also to Cheer Up Dusty for being on this episode as well, or to Justin, I should say, from Cheer Up Dusty. It was great finally meeting him as well, and please show them some love and support too. And our sponsors as well. Pop Punk and Pizza Podcast is presented by Pop Punk Takeout, and also thank you again to the band Weatherworn for sponsoring, for additional support for this episode as well. Their brand new album, Postcards, is out now and available everywhere that you stream music. I'm Jacques Lamour, and that wraps up this episode of Pop Punk and Pizza. Make sure you give us a positive rating and review on Apple Podcasts if you haven't done so already. I would truly appreciate it. It really does go a long way. You can find us on all podcast platforms, by the way, or you can listen to previous episodes at poppunkpizzapod.com. You can also buy merch there, and if you do, use that promo code POPPUNK to get $2 off your order. And also, you can submit your band's music there. You can sign up for our mailing list, which I highly, highly suggest doing, because every Thursday when a brand new episode drops, I send out an email saying, hey, there's a new episode, just in case you didn't know. And then also, we do live stream the recordings of these episodes each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time on our Facebook, our Twitch, and our YouTube account in case you actually want to watch and see the show live, or you can go back to YouTube later and watch these shows, and on Twitch as well. So thank you all so much once again. Truly appreciate you very much. Love you very much. I hope whatever it is that you got going on right now, that it's going well. And if you're going through a rough patch, just know that I thoroughly believe in you, and I know you can do it, all right? So have a great rest of the night, or a great rest of the day, whatever time it is that you are listening to this podcast.
Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza.